So welcome guys, we are here at the Luchtvaart Museum, or also known as the Aviadrome here in the Lelystad. We're going to check out this museum. I've been planning to come here for the longest time, you could not believe it, probably over 15, almost 20 years ago. I've been planning to do this one, and every time I'm in the Netherlands, something comes up and I'm not able to do it. This time I am, and happy to be here. Let's go! So we decided to start at the second level first, and this is where the, like the space exhibit is. And apart from an aviation, I always love to, watch about space and the development of space travel and space research and such things. I think it's very interesting. And I did not actually know that this was here also, so it's pretty cool to see. Like I could see parts of replicas of the space station and the spacesuit, for example. Wow, look at this one. That is how they used to look like. So let's check out part of what I do believe is the space station, what it looks like from the inside. Now the explanations are mostly in Dutch, so keep that in mind if you're ever here. So inside they also have display of several aircrafts. I can see the Fokker 27. I do believe that's a Constellation, which is one of my favorites. And I don't recognize this one, to be honest, and I see some other ones down there. Now, if you're not familiar, the Fokker aircraft is originally from the Netherlands, and you see some older aircrafts also here. I am not sure this is the right model, but I do believe that in such an airplane, they flew from the Netherlands to the ABC Islands, at least to Aruba and Curacao in 1934. I think it was in December 1934. Imagine flying all the way from Europe till the Caribbean I do believe via like Spain or Portugal and parts of Africa. I don't remember the history exactly. And then they came up from Suriname and all the way up to the islands. Took, of course, many days, I do believe even maybe a couple of weeks. I'm not sure. But imagine flying in this one all the way to the Caribbean. Right now that flight takes more or less like 9 hours. So if you wonder how the back part of an airplane looks like, this is how it looks like. And oh, by the way, we got the black box here. But I have a friend that used to do volunteer work here in this aircraft. His name is Alex Alberto. That was quite a few years ago actually, and doing volunteer work at this museum. And unfortunately we didn't get to meet each other in person. He was from the island of Curacao, and so many people know him from the Leeuwvika's program and also from the Tele Curaçao. He was a reporter, and we still miss him very much to this day. So this is part of the galley. We're not going to touch anything, but this is the old style galleys, and we're gonna walk to the front of the airplane now. So this is Remember how the TV screens used to be like this? Oh my gosh. Actually, the seats don't look too bad. Oh, laboratories. That was small. So we are going upstairs to the cockpit now. Gonna check it out. Look at the old business class. It was still pretty darn interesting how much leg space there was, but no flat beds. I don't think so, at least. Look at the TV screens. Let's check out now briefly the cockpit. So we just came from this door that was, I don't know if it was made especially for doing this, but you can check out how large, how big this airplane is. And not many jumbo jets or 747 aircrafts are still flying. Some for cargo airlines, but very, very few for commercial. So for passengers, it's still very nice to be able to be visiting one, at least in this way. So we are going up the Constellation, one of the most iconic aircrafts in the history of aviation. And one of the particular things is that it's got like 3 rudders, 1, 2, and the other one on the other side. Oops, sorry. Used for transporting pesticides.
Nee, ze spoten er mee over de velden.
Oh, okay. So now I get it.
De Canadezen.
So they used it to spray over the fields. On the other side you can see the part of the cockpit, and here you can check them out and know what airplanes they are and see how tight some of these pilots used to sit. So this one was the Havilland Dove, and oh, this is one that I do remember coming to Aruba years ago, and it came at that time from Colombia. I think none of these aircrafts, well, this is still in service. This is the Fokker 70, still in service. Let's check this one out briefly. And on this side you got all of the uniforms. We got the Martinair and the KLM mostly. Martinair is also one of the important airlines in the Netherlands, and also has its history with it. Now this one is one of my favorite, the DC-3. I love these cars, by the way, that they have here also. And I flew in a DC-3 in Aruba, and it was a Continental Airlines DC-3. And that was a dream come true also. So right now we are waiting to possibly fly a flight simulator. Ja, een beetje.
Ja, gevlogd. Hallo.
Ja, gevlogd. Hi.
Hallo op internet. Hallo. Goeiedag. Wie gaat er vliegen? Wie van u gaat er
Ik ga vliegen.
Goed, u heeft 2 schermen voor u. Die zijn dubbel uitgevoerd. U zit op de stoel van de first officer. We zien dat de snelheid terugloopt, dus ik ga even gas geven. En we zien gelijk de motoren accelereren hier.
Ja.
Oké, dan mag u deze hendel recht omhoog trekken en op 10 graden zetten.
Very good. Ja.
Landing lights. 4 wit, dat betekent 1300 meter. Van u af, dan gaat u naar beneden en als u naar u toe trekt, dan gaat u omhoog.
Oké.
Mag u? Ja, zo gaat het aardig goed. Probeer maar in het midden te blijven. Ja, prima. En vlak voor de baan. Een klein beetje optrekken.
Ja.
Gas terug. Heel mooi. Speed brake.
So this is the aircraft that actually, or at least the type of aircraft that actually flew to the islands. And yeah, it was also a KLM. And from the few things that I do remember, it was the first official like commercial service between the islands. There was another company also before it, but this was the first major airline, and then after it came the Pan Am and all of the other airlines. Of course, the World War II was also part of that era, unfortunately. Now this is pretty interesting. The first fuel truck. And of course of Shell from the Netherlands. So that's the way they used to fuel up these aircrafts. Imagine how much fuel it needed back then to fly all the way to the Caribbean. So I did not realize, but there is the history of it. So this was the route that they did. So through Africa, and then they crossed the Atlantic, Suriname, Curacao and such. And photos of that was in Suriname. I do believe that's in Venezuela somewhere, and such. And the first flight took some letters and postage, etc. So very, very interesting, this part of also the display of the transatlantic route. So Marlon decided to jump. I'm gonna fly, I'm gonna fly, I'm gonna fly, I'm gonna fly. Kom. Are we gonna fly? Gaan we vliegen? Nu gebeurt het echt. So on the outside they have like a playground where we were jumping just now, and also the display of some of the aircraft. That's the jumbo jet that we were in. I believe this one is like a DC-6 if I'm not mistaken, DC-7 maybe. And yes, we are next to an actual runway, so here and there we do see some aircraft taking off. This is pretty cool. Oh, there's one here. What if we put the camera right here? I think this one needs a little bit of fixing, but shouldn't be that much of a problem putting it in flight conditions. Of course I'm kidding. This is an actual Fokker 100, especially for the Aviadrome. Marlene taking some videos or photos for the stories. This one looks pretty much like in flying conditions almost. So I hope you guys liked this episode. If you are coming to the Netherlands, this is definitely one of those attractions that I personally found very, very interesting. Maybe just because I'm an aviation fan, but we certainly loved it. Marlene loved it and Seppi. And right now we are heading back to do some other stuff. See you next time, guys, in the Caribbean. In the meantime, I'll be flying to the Caribbean, to Aruba. Wow.